Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Swastika, and in case you are new here, please don't forget to press the subscribe button. So guys, I'm coming here after a long time, and a lot of you might have asked me why I'm not teaching on YouTube anymore. The reason for that is very simple and obvious, that I'm teaching and I've been recruited by Unacademy to teach on their platform. So guys, I'll basically be going live at 12 o'clock every single day. And in case you like my course and in case you like how I teach and educate, then you must go and subscribe to the Unacademy channel and go and watch me go live at 12 o'clock. So that was the first thing that I wanted to say, and I wanted to completely clear that out of my way. And let's move on to the second and the most important reason of this video. So a lot of you know that when I prepared for UGC NET, I sort of did it on YouTube. It was basically my first serious attempt, and I gave it literally on YouTube because everything that I studied, I sort of made compilation videos of for other people to study from. So because of that, I felt that, once the results came and once I cracked the paper by just studying for like 15-20 days, I felt that I should in fact share with you the exact strategy that I used to crack UGC NET in one attempt. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that you should go through the previous year questions. It's like for every paper, for every question paper, if you are not well acquainted with what happened in the previous years and how all of that stuff happened, then you just wouldn't understand the nature of the paper. So understand the agency, that is NTA, which is taking UGC NET, and then from there proceed, because the question bank is repetitive. So if you do like 10 years previous year question papers, then it's really going to help you. The second thing that you have to do for cracking any paper is, and especially for UGC NET, because it's not a very difficult paper, is to remember and memorize the syllabus. So now a lot of people go like कि उससे क्या होगा syllabus रटने से. So guys, it's like till the time you don't understand the nature of the paper that you're giving, and till the time you don't understand each and every component that is going to constitute the paper, it's going to be really difficult for you to crack. So go through the syllabus, memorize it, and once you are done memorizing it, then chalk out a strategy. So a lot of people want to know that what is this fail-proof strategy that we can have for cracking any paper. So the strategy that you have to employ is going to be different for different people. So a lot of people learn things quickly, like they are fast learners. So if you read one thing once, they will probably know it, remember it, and they wouldn't need to like read it again to understand it. Some people are slow learners in the sense that you have to sort of read the same thing 2-3 times, 10 times to understand what's going on. Either of these two learners can actually crack the paper, but first you have to identify what kind of a learning pattern do you have. So in case you are a fast learner, you simply have to divide time into shorter brackets. So for fast learners, because I personally am, I learn quickly. So I divide my time into shorter spans. So I study for 40 minutes, I take a break and I come back. And I try to keep switching between different topics. So what happens in UGC NET, and especially for political science, because that's my like master's paper and I've done that very thoroughly. So what happens is that there are going to be two papers, right? There's going to be paper one, which is basically going to constitute your mathematical reasoning, your language ability, your comprehension skills, how much of computers do you understand, do you know, so on and so forth, even data interpretation. So there are 8 to 10 components that basically comprise of that paper, and that also includes environment. So paper 1 is not a very difficult paper. If you have studied maths and science in school till class 10th, then I think you should be in a position to ace it. But what happens is that over time, people sort of lose the confidence and the ability to actually give the paper flawlessly. So what I would say is that you simply brush up and revise the concepts from till 10th grade of maths and science for this paper, because I think that is going to be very helpful. So for paper 1, what I basically did was I went to Unacademy, and I also went through a lot of videos by different teachers and different courses. I went through a couple of them, and I think doing topics and revising topics like profit and loss, average, speed and time really helped me sort of clear the first paper with good marks. So another one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that because paper 2 is basically going to be subject oriented, so it's going to be political science with a lot of stuff, and you wouldn't like, it's not going to be that difficult because you already are a master's in that subject. So for anybody who's a master's in international relations or political science, paper 2 probably wouldn't be that challenging because you're very well acquainted with that subject and you've sort of studied it recently. But paper 1 can slightly be challenging because a lot of people are not acquainted and they don't remember the concepts that they learned, like for maths or science. So Unacademy really helped me for this, for paper 1, because the way they covered topics like profit and loss, average, speed and time made it all very clear, and from those topics I think a certain number of questions also came. So for political science, let's talk about the second paper, what you have to keep in mind. So there are some questions that they regularly ask from certain topics, and these topics are basically what I like to call heavyweight topics, and because a lot of stuff is asked from them, so they basically have a higher yield in terms of return. So what you have to do is that you have to identify those topics. I have done that in a couple of videos that you can see in the description box. I have made some high yield topics that are going to basically help you with paper 2. But what you have to also keep in mind is that when you are giving there are certain topics. One of them is public administration. So you have to be very thorough with public administration, and public administration is also a very simple topic in the sense that it's divided into a timeline. So if you have the timeline in mind, the 7 phases in mind, and all the authors that were in those 7 phases, then PubAd would become a piece of cake. So it's not going to be very difficult. There are also other topics like comparative politics, which are like high yield topics. So you have to cover comparative politics properly. I have even made videos on it, and if you do it well from the sources and the lists that I have already put up in my videos, then it's really going to help you. So PubAd and comparative politics are easy topics that can get you high marks. What I personally found to be slightly tough topics were Indian Pol Thought, because especially in like ancient India Pol Thought, so I found that I made a lot of mistakes there. But that's a low yield topic. The second thing that you can keep in mind is that paper 2 is going to have a lot of books and authors, because the discipline comprises of authors and their books, so it's going to be completely filled with it. So you have to make a very comprehensive list of books and authors. So people get confused. They are like, where do we get all these names from that are going to regularly, they're going to repetitively occur in the paper? So the answer for that is also very simple. You just have to basically go through Oxford Companion to Politics, open the last chapter, Rudolph and Rudolph, and you will see the entire list of authors and their books. So make a complete list of that from that, and also make a complete list from your previous or question papers. So whatever like authors and key concepts that are associated with those authors are present there, you just have to copy paste them and you have to remember them. It's not a very tough task. You just have to make that list. I think I made a list of around 180 books and authors, and it wasn't very difficult to remember all of them, because one author can have multiple books, and you then sort of start identifying a certain trend and a certain thought with a certain thinker. So once you start to instinctively understand the subject, it gets a little easier. Okay, so I think this was it. I think these few steps really helped me in understanding and cracking it in my first serious attempt, and I hope they help you too. So in case you guys have any doubts, you can obviously ask them in the comment section down below, and don't forget to come on Unacademy live and see me go live, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And okay, so see you. And also my Unacademy live is going to be at 12 o'clock. If you like it, then don't forget to get the Unacademy subscription. You can use my code SWAS10. So that's basically going to get you 10% off in case you want to sort of purchase the Unacademy subscription, which I would highly, highly recommend, because if you purchase it, then you basically would have the option of sort of picking and choosing your course teachers, picking and choosing the timings that you are comfortable in, and I think that's really going to help you. So don't forget to get the Unacademy subscription in case you want to see me go live. And of course, the code I'll repeat once again is SWAS10. It's going to give you a 10% off. So go purchase, and thank you. Bye bye. Best of luck.